Hello everyone, Foul Play here, going into the second match of this modern league here. A bit of an unfortunate matchup in round one. Yeah, not hugely what we want to be going against. Thing in the Ice is definitely a hard beat for the deck, and sort of like Spellskite, when your opponents start main decking cards like that against you, you lose 2 games in a row to it. It's pretty unfortunate. I know I'm not running the full 4 path in main deck or anything like that. But, you know, they have their They Beat Us card in their opening hand, and post board we don't get our answer to our They Beat Us card. So sort of just the way Magic goes a little bit. I don't think there's a huge number of decks running out utilizing main deck Thing in the Ice at the moment. They're all more looking to do an actual game plan rather than just control. You got more like your Ad Nauseam just trying to combo off and ignore you, or Storm, which combos off, interacts very minimally, and essentially ignores you. Alright, so looks like we could be up against Ponza here. We've only got 1 land in hand. We are on the play. I think we can keep this, but we really need to not get landlocked here. We do have the Vigilance. Vigilance, First Strike, Trample. Yeah. I'm a little skeptical about this keep. I mean, Leyline's not going to do too much in this matchup. It might do a little bit because they're not going to shoot their Lightning Bolts and their Bone Crusher Giants at my face anymore, and they can't shoot it at my creatures. So do a little bit of work, but if they get Blood Moon or Pillage and we don't draw what we need, we're like super gone. So yeah, very, very risky hand here. Yeah, so there's the Arbor Elf. Looks like we were right on our Ponza call. Alright, and that's not going to be what we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and jam down the First Strike so we at least have something. The next aura I want to resolve is Sentinel's Eyes, though. Yeah, Leyland's pretty dead card here. Second Daybreak's pretty redundant. Oh, he's running Overgrown Tomb. That's interesting. Access to 4 mana here. Alright, Seasoned Pyromancer is quite okay for us. That's perfectly fine. They've discarded an Unearth. Looks... Jund Color Ponza. It's interesting. Let's get the Trample out. Sentinel's Eyes can be next turn, if land permits it. We're still winning the clock at the moment. The plus side to playing Rancor there over Sentinel's Eyes as well. Firstly, we deal more damage. Secondly, we don't get chump blocked by an elemental token. And thirdly, if we draw land this turn, we're not doubling up on Vigilance with the Daybreak Coronet and the Sentinel's Eyes. So I think that's the correct way to run the auras out in this situation. Okay, opponent's got some funky big fatty here. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right. Alright, well that's going to be a good game because this thing's got Flying Annihilator 6 and we can't do anything about it. So he did the negability there to sack the Seasoned Pyromancer, and it looks like he doesn't have anything in his main deck with converted mana cost greater than 3 other than Emrakul. Alright, so these are going to come on out. This is going to be really good for Gadok Teague to answer the Emrakul there. Or stop the Planeswalker, which answers the Emrakul. Now, we're going to want some number of Path and some number of Force as well. So cards we're bringing in, Gadok Teague, Force, and Path here. We've taken out the ley lines. We're going to need to make some cuts here. On the play, I don't feel too bad about Core Spirit Dancer. All that glitters is a bit narrow, loses points because we're taking out ley line. Force of Vigor could just be a fairly substantial overboard here. I might just leave them out for now. Keep the paths in though. Maybe I'll leave 2 in. And then trim some auras somewhere. I'll trim on Grispoon. It's just... like, most Ponza decks are running Magus of the Moon instead of Blood Moon. But at the same time, this guy's doing something a little bit different, so he might be doing something different with the auras as well. And we can just go ahead and get... sort of works quite well against him, as long as he doesn't disrupt our land base. Yeah, he's doing this whole combo plan. So I'm not sure. We'll get to resolve at least one Gadok Teague, which will shut our opponent off the combo. We'll then have 2 sources of totem armor. We can't play double white aura on turn 3 though, because we got Dried Arbor. I think we can do better. I'm going to keep it. This is pretty risky though. Get rid of 1 Core Spirit Dancer. Pray to freaking goodness that the top card of our library is a land card. Best play for my opponent here is Arbor Elf. And if it is, I don't think we want a path. Alright, he's got the Arbor Elf. Alright, turn 2 Bogle is better than nothing. Better than drawing an aura there. We'll see if we just get our land stripped away here in some way or another. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a mulligan to 5. Could be a loose keep. I certainly preferred our 7 mana hand to our 6 mana hand. Alright, there's Magus of the Moons. So if we draw white, we can at least path it. Or we've got green cards in hand to force. See, I really don't like being in this position against his deck. We're in a lot of trouble here. If we do draw a white mana, we can play 2 auras. Looks like my opponent's ramping away, and we're drawing to pretty much one of our 2 planes. Opponent on slow ramp here. Eventually we'll just put this Obbish into hand and then start attacking with that and everything else. Or a Bosch, or however you say it. Yeah, this is pretty rough at the moment. We've got a whole lot of nothing going on, and our opponent can just go off, essentially. If our opponent uses the Planeswalker to cycle into Emrakul, we can path the Emrakul in response, because you're going to have to pitch the Magus of the Moon to do that. But, you know, he's just got attack for 6 here. He's just in way too good of a position to even bother. Sorry, attack for 12, because all his damage gets doubled. Alright, that's going to be game. Blood Moon, still a very good card against us, and I think I kept a pretty weak hand against our opponent. I don't know, both our 6 and our 7 sucked. Going down 5 would have been correct. Game 1 was a little bit rough losing that. But hey, everybody, Ponza, it's what it does. Could be an argument for Suppression Field in the main deck again, which I have been considering off camera a fair bit. Thank you everyone for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you did, please interact down below via liking, disliking, and commenting. All those things are good for the YouTube algorithm, and I love to hear from you guys about any suggestions and things like that. Thanks, and see you all next time.